Okay, law of cosines. How to use the law of cosines. Sometimes the law of sines does not work. So we know law of sines is sine of angle A over side A, sine of angle B over side B, and the sine equals sine of angle C over side C. Here, if I want to try to find angle A, if I were to try to set this up, it'd be the sine of A over 18 is equal to, let's just use B, sine of angle B. Well, they didn't tell me how many degrees that is. I've got all the side lengths, but I don't know any of the angles. Over 23. I can't solve this. I need one of these numbers in order to use law of sines. So I can't use law of sines. Gotta use law of cosines. So we're just going to set this off to the side here. We'll come back to this. Law of cosines, I'm not going to go into the proof right now. I will leave that for your trigonometry teacher or your pre-calculus teacher. But here is the formula. A squared is equal to b squared plus c squared minus 2 times b times c times the cosine of a. So if we're trying to find a here, I'm going to use side a squared, 18 squared, is equal to b squared. Well, that would be 23 squared plus c squared, 8 squared, minus 2 times b, side b times c, times 8 times the cosine of angle A. Now please note that these will be multiplied. All right, so 18 squared. And that's going to be a nice 324. 23 squared. 23 times 23. 529. 8 squared, I know that one, that's 64. 2 times 23 times 8. 368 times the cosine of angle A. All right, doing just fine so far. I'm going to add these together. So 324 is equal to, you can use your calculator if you want to. I happen to know that's 593. Now be careful. Some people are going to try to subtract these. We can't do that. This is just like saying the problem is 3. Let's say it was 32 equals to 3 minus 8x. I wouldn't subtract the 3 minus 8 to get negative 5. No, I've moved this over to this side. Same thing here. This is 368 times the cosine of A. I don't know what that number is. I can pretend that number is x if I want to for now. So 324 minus 593 negative 269 equals negative 368 times the cosine of A. Now, that means the cosine of, so now what we're going to do is we're going to divide both sides by negative 368. The two negatives are going to cancel out and make that positive, so I'm going to get the cosine of A is equal to 269 over 368. So what do I do now? This is where, if you recall, I'm going to take the arc cosine of both sides, or the inverse cosine. Arc cosine of 269 over 368, and that will give me whatever angle A is. Now on your calculator, it's probably not going to look like arc cosine. It's probably going to look like this. Angle A is equal to the cosine to the -1. That does not mean cosine is raised to the negative first power. And so I'm going to come over here. The arc cosine of 269 divided by 368. Close those parentheses, hit equals 43.03 degrees. There we go. So now that I know angle A, and I've done law of cosines, now that I know angle A, I could, this is 43.03 degrees, I can come back up and use this now to figure out angle B. So I can just erase this, put 43 and so if I need to find angle B, I'm going to cross multiply. I'm just going to multiply both sides by 23 to get rid of this in the bottom. So the sine of angle B is now equal to 23 times the sine of 43.03 times 18. I'm using the law of sines now. So let's see, check the numbers. (23) times the sine of 43.03 divided by 18. And that's going to be the sine of angle B. So 0.87193153. That's the sine of angle B. So I've got to find angle B, I've got to take the arc sine of both sides. So the arc sine, or the inverse sine, of 0.87193153647777. And that will give me angle B. So the arc sine of 0.87193153. I can't remember if that's the 6 or 4. 64777. We'll hope that's right. 60.68 degrees. So angle B is 60.68 degrees. And I can find angle C just using triangle sum theorem. So take this angle, add up 43.03. Take that answer, subtract it from 180. So minus 180. Now, I did that backwards, but this would be 7. So this would be 76.29 degrees once I round it. There you go. Using law of cosines to find the missing angles.